does not get discarded. So very key Hydra. The Hydra goes back into Hades' hand, and now we're getting a Fate onto Scar, and once you know it, you get a Hakuna Matata onto the board. It looks like the two players are trying to reconcile something, and he's going to move Simba to the Fate location at the Savannah. So Hakuna Matata actually came out with the Hakuna Matatas after the Fate discard pile had to be shuffled in. So a little bit of a break there for Scar in that Rafiki could have been played if he was in a discard pile, but he was not with the Hakuna Matatas coming out and no discard Fate discard pile at this point. So now Scar's turn. Let's see here. Gather 2 power at Pride Rock and has a move a hero or ally or item action, and it has the 2 power. The 2 play card actions. So he's going to play 2 more. He's going to play 2 more hyenas over at the Gorge, and now he's set up to finally defeat Mufasa. The powered up Mufasa with the prophecy and the 3. So looks like Long Live the King is coming out here. He's looking at the top 4 cards of the Fate pile, and he's going to discard all 4 of them. I wonder why he did. Let's see. Leave it in the comments below. I'm wondering why the Scar player decided to do that. That was an interesting play. Maybe he's trying to get rid of certain heroes, or figure out the Fate deck and think about what else is in the Fate deck. Leave it in the comments below if you think playing a Long Live the King at that point with Mufasa already on the board is a good strategy. So let's move over to the Hades turn. Hades just gathered 2 power. Looks like execute a discard and played a Titan, I believe. And now Scar is doing the Fate onto Hades, and he's got a Gospel Truth and a Go the Distance. So let's see. Gospel Truth is played, and we discard the Hydra, which is key to get rid of the Hydra to defeat those heroes on Hades' board. So now we're executing the Vanquish action. We're tallying up how many hyenas we're really going to need here to defeat the Mufasa, the prophesied Mufasa here. So he's got 2. Basically, hyenas can only have 2 with the Stampede. So he's going to need to utilize all of them. And it looks like a condition got played by the Hades player, which was a Rage. What does the Rage do here? Rage is during turn, if the hero defeats a hero with strength of 3 or more, you may play a Rage. Move a hero to in your realm to any location. So we moved Hera back to the Underworld, and we got rid of all of our hyenas and stampedes at the Gorge to finally defeat Mufasa and get Mufasa into the Secession pile. So Scar player is on his way to the 15 Secession pile strength with 6 of the 15 there. And Hades is actually, he's got 4 Titans out on the field, which is pretty crazy. Like, I think I'm starting to realize it's important to get all the Titans onto the board as fast as you can, because Titans are going to be trapped and by heroes and by effects and things of that nature. So getting the Titans onto the board is important. Looking at it, I think Scar just made a mistake there and wasn't executed by we moved Simba to the Elephant Graveyard, which I think is not legal, but it's okay. First time we're playing, so we'll let Scar slide on that one. And now Hades is fading Scar, and looks like Rafiki came out, which is fine because we need to defeat Rafiki at some point. Maybe that's why we played the Long Live the King, try to get Rafiki out of there. But I think Rafiki really only has most of his power is really when Mufasa is out, because they're basically keeping you from defeating Mufasa to put Mufasa into the Secession pile. But having Rafiki out, not really that big a deal if you're going to get hyenas on the board to defeat heroes. So I think another illegal move there by moving Rafiki to the Elephant Graveyard. There's no move a hero action on Scar's board. So this game has basically become a null and void illegal game unless, let's see if the 2 players resolve it at some point during the game with Simba and Rafiki on the Elephant Graveyard. And it looks like So we'll just continue here with the game and see what. So yeah, the Scar player played a Be Prepared and discard the top 3 cards of the Fate deck, or discard the top 3 cards of the Villain deck, and choose an effect or 2 allies from discard. Put them into your hand. So it looks like the Scar player found 2 allies and got 2 hyenas. So played Shenzi to play another hyena from the hand for free and got Ed on the field. So now it's cheap to play hyenas and to get hyenas on the board. Hades is moving to Thebes and moves 1 Titan Argus over to the finish line at the Underworld. And continue on with his turn here. I think he gathered the 1 power, played the card, and he's going to Fate, which is important against Mufasa. So Sarabi and Hakuna Matata on the board here. Sarabi being played to the Savannah. The Savannah is a Fate action and play a card, so covering those 2 up, and that's important because now you cannot be fated as Hades. Always try to. I think it's important to always cover up the Fate actions when you're playing heroes. With Scar, I think it's interesting, like why, with enough strength on the board already, I think it's like, is it worth it to Fate? Because you know at some point they're going to need to vanquish to get into the secession pile. So I'm curious to hear what people think. If you don't have enough heroes on the board to vanquish to get into the secession pile, then would you want to continue fating Scar? Because at some point he's going to need to get to the 15, but if there's no heroes on the board to defeat or vanquish, then he really can't achieve his goal of 15 strength in the secession pile. So curious to hear what people have to say about that, if fating Scar is a good idea, if Mufasa's already been defeated but can't get that 15 in the secession pile with no heroes on the board. So let's see here. We are defeating Rafiki at the Elephant Graveyard with a vanquish action, and defeated Rafiki with the Hungry Hyena so that Ed and Shenzi are still on the board. I think that's an interesting play because looking back on it now, Shenzi would be maybe a good hyena get into the discard pile so that you can play her again and then play another hyena from your hand for free. So a little bit of a mess up there. And here we go with another Titan on the board for Hades with, so now we got 5 Titans on the board, and 3 of them are untrapped and they're moving towards the finish line. So Hades is basically circumventing the 2 trapped Titans at the Underworld and just saying, I'm going to play another Titan here and get him all the way to the finish line. So Hades is looking pretty close of getting to the finish line here and winning this game. Scar's going to move to the Savannah, gather 1 power, and looks like he's going to try to cycle through his deck with the discard action to try to get some more hyenas or maybe some Be Prepareds to get some more allies into his hand so that he can defeat Simba at some point and defeat and get to the secession pile of 15. So he looks like he did discard his entire hand to get new cards, refresh cards into his hand. So here goes Hades, gathering 1 power at the second location. You got to think of Fates coming here as well. Probably going to discard, and we'll be interested to see what card he plays from his hand. Looks like a discard of the Mortality Potion because he doesn't have to defeat heroes, and it looks like that was it, and going to execute the Fate action. So he's got Rafiki's stick out, which can be attached to any hero, and he also has a prophecy. So Rafiki's stick, when Rafiki's stick is played, attach it to a hero. When that hero would be defeated, discard this item instead. So it's basically you have to defeat Simba twice, which is pretty nuts. Like that's a tough Fate card to defeat, especially with Simba keeping the hyena power, the hyena strength at 2. So it's basically to defeat that hero twice. So we're over at Pride Rock, and Scar played 2 hyenas from his hands. Looks like he played 2 hungry hyenas, but remember their strength is only limited to 2 because of Simba out. And looks like a pass turn to Hades. So Hades is going to play. Let's see what he's going to get out of the 3 power, and he's going to play a